Today we are building a brand new gaming PC. Every single part here is brand new, purchased from Amazon for $695. That includes tax and aesthetic parts like these cable extensions and like this M.2 heatsink. Today we're building an AMD processor, AMD graphics card. Let's get building. Just a heads up, when you buy a CPU cooler combo from Amazon, brand new, it does not come in the advertised box. It'll come in a box like this, or at least the one that I got did. And there's your combo. There's your brand new Ryzen processor, and there's your brand new cooler. So just figured you'd know. I'm sure you guys know by now, over at KJS Built, we do not leave coolers like this. Obviously the shroud is facing the wrong way. We are going to reorient that. We're certainly not going to leave the cable like this, but for the sake of the video I am, because I actually have a different cooler, a different AMD cooler. The shroud is being painted, it's just not dry yet, but it will be on and you'll see it at the end of the video. Alright guys, today we are going with the Montech Air 100 ARGB. This is an awesome budget mid-tower case. It was $60 and it comes with four ARGB installed fans or pre-installed fans. I've worked with this case before, it's a great looking case. As you know, we like to leave these peels on for the customer, but it's very hard to keep opening this when it's underneath the peel, so just make sure you cut that out on this case. Like so, and then like so. So now we can leave the peel on and we can easily open. Let's get building. By the way, when you're building a PC and it's time for the case, take every single panel off. Take the side glass panel off, the front panel off, take the back off, take everything off. It's gonna make it much easier for you, trust me. We're back again. One more thing. You see this cable up here from this fan? You see how they have it, the case manufacturer, you see how they have it routed up here? Well, you're going to see that wire. You're going to see it going over your I/O shield or your I/O ports in the case. So what we're going to do is we're going to unroute this from where it is currently, and we're going to run it to where it's going to go behind the motherboard before we install the motherboard. We are also going to do the same thing with the front panel connectors and run them underneath the motherboard. That way you don't see them coming from around the side or under these holes here. Alright? Alright, so we are getting ready to put the motherboard in the case. As you see, I have the front panel connectors taped right here because I need them to lay down as I put the motherboard in the case. Also, I have these fan wires, ARGB and PWM. They're just going to sit right here, right next to this standoff, because I want them to go behind the motherboard when the motherboard lays down. And then from the back of the case, I'll pull these nice and tight. That way they're not sticking up here in the PC case. Let's go. Let's get her installed. Alright, front panel is connected. We are just going to pull these cables from the back. We're going to ease them on in for the sake of not ruining any of the wires. Just get the slack out of there. And look at that. Now your front panel is underneath the motherboard all by itself. They're not coming out of any of these holes. You don't see any stretched wires. Now let's take a look up here with these fan wires I was telling you guys about earlier. Same thing, we're just going to pull these from the back and we're going to assist those wires to get in the direction that we want. Now take a look at that, zoom in on those wires. They are totally hidden. Or else if we didn't tuck them, they'd be hanging out over here. You don't want wires hanging out when they don't need to be. It is now time to heat shrink the USB and HD audio wires. That way you don't have these ugly wires hanging out in your PC. If you do want to do something like this in your builds, you can go ahead and pick this up. I'll have it linked below. This is as much heat shrink as you'll ever need. I got it from Amazon for 12 bucks. We're just gonna go ahead and cut off a little bit of it and get it on the wires. Let's go. Today we are using an Pufino Prestige power supply. This is an 80 plus gold 600 watt unit and it is tier C rated on the PSU tier list. Thank you for Zach's Tech Turf for pointing out this. It's only $51.99. 600 watts is a little bit more than this build needs, but it's a great budget power supply and it will fit perfectly within our budget. Let's get her installed. The only thing about these power supplies I've noticed is it doesn't tell you the wattage of it on the outside. I bought a few different kinds of power supplies from a Pufino and I'm hoping this is the 600 watt. It might be the 800, but we're about to find out. Pufino, put the power supply wattage on the outside of the box. 600, we got lucky. It is time for the graphics card installation, baby. Let's go. Look at this beauty. I haven't even peeled this off yet, but I can already tell that this back plate is beautiful. This is how it's going to be sitting inside the PC. What a clean aesthetic. There we go. This is our graphics card, ladies and gentlemen. Radeon XFX 6600. What a beauty. So I'm realizing I just made a big mistake. Please do not make this mistake either. Luckily, I got a little lucky. These little cutouts right here that you have to pull out for the motherboard, do this before you put the motherboard in. Because if you try to take this out now, like I'm doing, there is a risk. I think I'm good here. Nope, I'm hitting the motherboard. And if I sit here and try to pry this out, I could scrape the motherboard. And if I ruin one trace on this motherboard, the whole motherboard could be dead. So make sure you take these out before you install the motherboard. We have officially completed the very first brand new build on this channel, and I don't know about you, but I think she turned out beautiful. You may have noticed I did fix the cooler. We do have that oriented the correct way. We also have the white fan shroud, which I think really added to the aesthetic here. And of course the fan wire is very nicely tucked away. You may have also noticed when I was building this PC that I installed the RAM the wrong way again. I don't know what's going on with me with that, but I did get that corrected. Now this PC, the reason why I purchased every part brand new is because this is going to be a pre-built system on my website for sale. As you guys know, I spent $695 building this PC. By the way, every single part that I used is linked below in the description. I think I'm gonna sell it for $875. Let me know in the comments if you think that price is appropriate. I'm also wondering, what should I call this PC? I'm thinking that I should call it Night Sky because it does have a very nice black aesthetic with some white accents. It's kind of like you're looking at the night sky and you can see the stars, but if you have any other better ideas, I'd love to hear them. Also, with a touch of a button, we can switch the color because everything is set up very nicely in this build to whatever you'd like. Also, I'm sure you guys are wondering, what are the benchmarks of this PC? I've only got 2 games that I benchmarked. Of course, the first one was Fortnite. In epic settings at 1080p, we got 55 FPS. At high settings, we got 78.7 FPS. Medium settings, 172.7 FPS. And then of course, performance mode, we got 264.7. Not too shabby if you ask me. Now we also did Call of Duty Vanguard in high settings. We got 100.9 FPS. I think this computer is pretty well built and I do enjoy the aesthetic of it. I'm gonna build something similar to this but in a different case, so be on the lookout for that. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the video. Please drop a like on the video, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.